But shout out to all the involved parents because parenting is very, very critical. And, you know, just in their developmental process. Because my son was playing a little game and they was like, Hawk 2. And they was tired. I was like, you know what that means when a woman give you Hawk 2? And he explained to me his version of it. But I don't lie to my children about nothing. I told them that ain't really what that is. That's just somebody that don't love you, trying to get you out the way, making a bunch of sound effects, trying to trick your mind and have you psyched up like they really doing something. They not suicidal unless they made it disappear. So a person that's really suicidal, you know, and they are really evil, they gonna get down there and show you what's happening. So don't even let that trick your mind. Stay focused on your mission. Sound effects don't do it for me.
Dog, this nigga is crazy, dog. That is nuts to sit here and tell your kid. And how his kids is young. I'm sure his son ain't even in high school. And I guess goes back to one of the conversations that we have on here a few times when we talk about sit here and just saying how old or how young can your kid be before you sit here and start to have conversations about sex or whatever the case may be. I wish I knew exactly how old his kid was, but I want to sit here and say I'm sure none of his kids are in high school yet. So that to me is still kind of like crazy to have that type of conversation with your kids, especially if they only like in middle school or elementary school. Like that's a nuts conversation to sit here and have. And it's probably still too early, but this nigga Kevin Gates is goddamn, he is hilarious. And I be always wondering is like him and Drika, like they can't be together because though she posts a lot and he ain't never in none of them posts. Like she be outside. Like she be doing a lot of.
Somebody just recently questioned her about that too.
I don't know. I ain't see it, but she be outside a lot though. She be doing a bunch of red carpets. She be doing a whole bunch of panels and a whole bunch of other stuff. And she literally, it don't never be no Kevin Gates nowhere near to be found. So man, shout out to Drika Gates. Cause I'm not gonna. She is one of those women. Like to me, if you're talking about, man, she might be like top 3 natural, beautiful, just naturally everything natural about her, super beautiful. Like she ain't got her. Like her body just fire, her face fire, her body fire. It's supernatural. She on her vegan kick. And while we talking about vegan, Kevin, I'm about to call this nigga Kevin Durant. Kevin Hart is closing down his restaurants that he had. I think he had a few vegan restaurants open. And the crazy thing is, I guess sometimes when you hear celebrities have failed businesses, I think it's just the lack of promotion. Because I didn't even know. Now that when I heard him closing it, I was like, oh, I do remember him saying that he was going to open some vegan spots. But when I think about Kevin Hart, I don't think about vegan food. Like the same way when I just talked about Drika, you could, that's her thing. Like every time you see her on socials, she'll constantly promoting like her weed dispensaries or her growing weed. She like showing you stuff like that. Or she always even talking about just her vegan, the stuff that she used be vegan and be natural when she doing her skincare regimens. Like her lifestyle and the way she presents herself is always promoting like the vegan lifestyle or just all natural organic products and stuff like that. Together. Yeah, her and Drika. Drika and Kevin Gates.
Yeah. So
he got an older one.
2014. 2012, that's the daughter. So yeah, he still like elementary school. Like I figure out how to say. I knew it wasn't no I knew it wasn't nobody young. So yeah, like I said, Kevin Hart is closing down his vegan restaurants. But like I said, I just think he did bad marketing. The way he promote his liquor, the way he be promoting. I mean, of course, I know DraftKings ain't his stuff, so they paying for their own marketing and commercials to be seen everywhere. But that's when I see Kevin Hart, I think about those. When I think about Kevin Hart, even though they are paid commercials, but I think about the Chase commercial. I think about his DraftKings commercial. Those be the two that pop off my head because he do endless. You see them Chase commercials all the time, and you see the DraftKings, and I want to say he is like one more other junk that he be doing. You see him all the time. So I think sometimes when their businesses fall to the wayside, it's because it's lack of proper promotion. Like they don't put that same effort into promoting it. But my only thing is just like the whole vegan. How can you have, because it was like a fast food vegan.
I don't know.
It was something different. Like it wasn't a normal. I thought it was like a fast food vegan. I thought. Because I'm pretty sure that it's expensive. It ain't nothing cheap.
So realistic. No, to me, to be honest, like I wouldn't necessarily do a vegan spot, but if you were doing, you could probably do fast. It don't have to necessarily be fast food because it was a Joan on Central Avenue, the little vegan spot that I used to go to when I first was trying to lose weight. I think if you just do vegetables, like if you just had a vegetable spot and it stayed open to like realistically, I probably would do it from like 11 a.m. to like 11 p.m. I think it'll do numbers if it's in the right area because people don't. Let's be clear. If people had the healthier option and they could say, "Hey, I can go pick up some quick vegetables real quick that's already cooked and they hit and like the taste is good." And it's still reasonable price, I think people would do it. Like you can't have vegetables and the price be like something ridiculous, like for a big thing of greens. It can't be something crazy where somebody will feel like, man, I can go home and cook my own greens for this price. You got to have it.
It's Kevin Hart. I don't think nothing. It ain't gonna be cheap.
I'm pretty sure you still got a name attached to it. So you want.
Well, obviously his name wasn't attached to it enough that he had to sit here and have it go out of business. And while we talking about, I guess, like weight loss and health and stuff like that, Macy Gray was rushed to the hospital due to a weight loss drug. They said, oh yeah, they said it's Ozempic. So, I mean, like I said, I talked about this. I'm constantly talking about it. Health, of course, is a major thing, but it's not no quick ways to lose weight. All you realistically, you need to go to the gym and you need to change your eating habits. Going to the gym is helping build a different type of discipline, and it's just going to help you feel better, and you can be able to judge what you can judge your body a lot easier and better when you're working out on your own. When you sit here actually taking your time and sit here and say, oh, well, I can still eat this and still lose weight, but I may have to do a lot more of this. Like when you do it, you can build what works for you. You can even still figure out, I don't have to take this out of my eating habits. I can add this in. It's just different little things where you can kind of figure it out on yourself. So trying to do just a little quick, that Ozempic thing or these whatever other weight loss shots, bro, it's not realistically, I can't see it being a long-term thing for nobody. And I don't necessarily know how safe a quick fix is. So I mean, thoughts and prayers to Macy Gray, but I wouldn't recommend to anybody.
But I think that's kind of messed up because what if she actually was taking it for like
diabetic needs? Yeah. I don't necessarily know if you would have. I don't necessarily would mess you up because I'm sure because you got to think about it. For a lot of those things, even shit, if you get older and you really need, and your body is relying on certain vitamins, I'm sure most women who got like low iron, when they take them, your body rely on that shit. So you can tell the difference when you take it if you need it. So it wouldn't probably have that same side effects that it may have for somebody who don't need it. So if you don't need it, then that's when it's probably realistically going to come up with them side effects because your body didn't need it. So your body is kind of pushing it off. But I'm sure if you was actually using it for whatever, like if you got, like, when diabetics take their shots and if you got like low sugar or something, 9 times out of 10, when you take that insulin shot, it's supposed to boost your sugar levels up. So it wouldn't be something like I say, I'm not a diabetic, so I don't know the whole gist of it. But I do know, like, when people, like I've seen Boosie talk about it, like if you got low sugar and you got to take your shot or whatever the case may be to raise up your insulin levels, I'm sure if she was taking it because she actually needed it, I'm 100% positive it wouldn't give her them same side effects. Because you never heard people talking about it or having these type of side effects to it when it was just people on diabetes using it. You kind of hear it now because people trying to use it for a weight loss drug. And let's be clear, let's just sit here and say if you start to see some results and you feel like, damn, if I double up on the dose a little bit, now I may lose. Like, let's say if you already lost 10 pounds because you was on Ozempic, and then you see, damn, if I probably shoot it up twice a day, now I can lose 20 or even faster, so I can hurry and get into this dress. Because you're trying to take a shortcut, and you're trying to double up on. You was only supposed to take one shot in the first place. Now you're taking 2. That's 9 times out of 10 when these people are having these side effects, and because you're trying to speed up the process instead of sitting here saying, let me change my diet, let me start the workout, whatever the case may be. And not just going off of the stuff that I heard people talk about, like one of the side effects may be like you get constipated. So if you're not eating the right vegetables, you're going to be constipated. Like if you're not getting the enough vegetables, enough fiber, that's why a lot of even protein bars are high in fiber. So that's why when you be like, people be like, I'm on a high protein diet, or you hear people who take protein powder or protein bars or whatever, they always be farting. And when it's time for them to go to the bathroom, nigga, it stink, and they go to the bathroom for real. So that's the difference. But it's because those things are high in fiber. So that's, again, what I'm sitting here saying, you got to kind of just know your body and actually learn the proper way to lose weight. I understand it take way longer and it take a lot more discipline, but realistically, you'll be way more happier with the results. And then 2, you'll actually learn how to maintain the weight you lost, and you'll know how your body responds to different foods. So you can kind of feel, like I said, again, design your own diet for yourself. Real quick, let's run over a little bit of football.